Hello everybody and welcome back to another Marvel Crisis Protocol Battle Report. Today I am joined once again by Alex, and he is bringing on, first for the channel, Mr. Dormammu with the Dark Dimension. To go against them, I am bringing the Winter Guard, and yeah, should be a good time. So I'm realizing here that I didn't actually lay out the cards, so we're going off memory for that. That's going to be
it's
fun.
going to be fantastic.
But first of all, what you got for models here?
Okay, so Dormammu is bringing most of his Red Cape squad and also Luke Cage. So we've got the big man himself, Beta Ray Bill, the new Ultron, Metal Tyrant, I know names,
Metal Tyrant,
and his robots hiding in the back there.
Yep.
We're looking to be big, be strong, punch you in the face, and also Luke Cage is there to take some hits for me.
Yep.
Speaking of taking hits for me, I have some cards like Heroes for Hire and Sacrifice that force you to hit the people I want you to hit.
That's rude.
The Age of Ultron, which punishes you for hitting one of my models, which helps with the hitting people I want you to hit.
This is true.
Patch up so that I don't die, and then we're gonna. I may have
Dark Restoration.
Dark Restoration. I may have misplaced a card, so we're using a bit of a proxy. But Dark Restoration is going to be making sure that once you finish punching, one of my models, could be any one of them, then I get a little bit of payoff for when he dies.
Yep, sounds about right. Over on the Winter Guard side, I am bringing obviously Crimson Dynamo as my leader. We also have Red Guardian and Omega Red for the unaffiliated models. Then for our splashes, we've got Hulk today because, I don't know, he's kind of good or something like that. And Sam, who is also kind of good or something like that. For tactics cards, we have Indomitable, Winter Rush, Sovereign Strike, Comrade's Keeper, and Brace for Impact. So we're gonna be heroes for hiring each other. It's gonna be great. Today we answer the question of which one is better, not Winter Guard or Dark Dimension, but Red Guardian or Luke Cage. And I actually already know the answer. It's just Luke Cage. But
well,
yeah.
I've already won then.
You have. So we're gonna go ahead and roll some dice anyways. And yeah, we're playing on Researcher and Scoundrels. So kind of an interesting board. One of our scenarios is very high scoring, the other one very low. We'll see how that plays out though. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into things. Alrighty, and we are deployed on kind of the left side. There's a Batmobile stopping him, but we have Sam and Crimson Dynamo. They are facing off against Beta Ray Bill. Towards the middle, Dormammu and Luke Cage are facing off against the Hulk. And then over on the right side, we have Red Guardian and Omega Red facing off against Mr. Ultron. And yeah, I won the role to go first, and I actually have to do that because you have less models than me, and this feels weird. So I'm going to think about this one for a second. We're going to go ahead and start things out with Mr. America here. And he's just going to go ahead, move to be just within one of where that objective should be. Yay for pre-marked mats. And he's going to chill. I don't want to go any more forward because then you can probably shoot me with Beta Ray, and that's not great. So we're not going to do that.
Fair enough.
And that's going to be it for Mr. Sam Wilson there. Alrighty, so Beta Ray's up.
Yep, he's going to be doing some double moving, and we measured before that if he stands pretty much right about here, he's actually still on the point.
Yep, just barely. So
just going to move that lightning so it's not in the way.
Well, can't place the model. Illegal movement. You forfeit my game. Good,
for sure.
That's going to be it for Mr. Bell.
That's it.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and go with Omega Red next, and he's going to do pretty much the same thing Sam did. We're playing it safe for the first round here. It's tempting to try and put him in cover, but I think that might be opening you up to shooting him with Ultron, so I'm actually going to measure some of this out. Looks like going on top of the building is a no-go here, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to move up. We are still going to go for cover, kind of, but we're just going to be behind the building instead of on top of it, because it turns out that does the same thing for us. And that's going to be it for Omega Red. He has a second action that he's going to use to do absolutely nothing.
Fantastic. Just had a thought. You would have cover no matter what. Ambush token.
Listen.
Would that change anything?
No.
Or okay, got it.
It totally makes that kind of pointless as well, but yeah.
Well, listen, punk. All right.
Alrighty, what's Ultron up to?
Ultron is going to start with his bots, who are just going to make...
No, you're supposed to forget about them, and then I can be like, no, well, actually, they're still on the deployment line.
Well, listen here.
And they're going to go chill over here.
They're making a mad dash.
Makes sense.
Over toward your back point. Ultron himself is going to make a slightly less mad dash. He's going to move twice.
Yep, and we did measure. He's not able to get a shot with one move, so that's why he's just doing twice.
Yep, he's doing 2 moves. And
Yes, sir.
that is going to be it for Mr. Tron.
Alrighty. We're gonna go ahead and go with Red Guardian next, I think. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go with Red Guardian, and he's gonna start out by throwing a shield at the grunts because they have so kindly walked within range.
Alrighty.
So this is just a 4 dice physical attack because he doesn't throw shield good like Sam and Steve do.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam's still also 4 dice, but 2.
I'm taking 2.
Cool.
And they're alive
Gain.
on 1.
I'm gonna gain 2 power for doing that, or 1 power for doing that rather.
Mhm.
And then we're gonna walk him into the danger here.
The danger zone.
No ricochet, sadly, for me, but that's okay. So we're just going to bring him on up here. And that's going to be it for Mr. Guardian.
Oh, that's an allied character suffering damage from an enemy effect.
That is technically true.
So
Maybe I
Dormammu
shouldn't
is going
have
to
done
gain
this.
power.
But yeah, that's
powered up.
That's going to be it for Red Guardian. Who would you like to go with, sir?
Now I have to measure things.
You do. All right, Dormammu's up.
Yep, Dormammu is up, and because you so kindly punched one of my friends, he has a little bit of extra power.
Yeah, that's a little spooky.
So he is going to be moving up, and he's going to be spending 3 power on
Not of this world or dimension.
Wow,
even better.
One. Getting the wrong dimension and everything. He's just going to move ever so slightly over towards here.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to put him over on this point too. This is great.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we're going to be taking a 6-die Shadow Bolt at...
what type is this?
This is energy.
I could use repulsion field here, but yeah, you know what? It's worth popping the repulsion shield here.
Okay.
I would prefer to not, or repulsion field. I'd prefer to not take too much damage here. So I get 3 dice counting blanks and cover.
Very nice. I've got 6 dice.
Ouch.
I told you, ouch.
I'm glad I am counting blanks.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a wild hex and sap power.
So we're getting 4 after cover.
Yep.
So we are going to take 2 damage. The sap won't do anything because we're out of power.
Okay.
And I will be hexed.
All right. And yeah, that's pretty good. I don't gain any power because I didn't actually steal any from you, unfortunately.
I do gain an extra power because I basically have ornery.
But yeah, go Dormammu. He's getting stuff done.
Yeah, no, that was still a very solid hit considering all of the defensive things I had. So cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead. We're going to go with Mr. Dynamo now. And what does Dynamo want to do? Dynamo wants to go this way. So we're going to advance, see if that gets us on the point. I don't think it quite does.
Doesn't quite look like it.
So honestly, we're okay with that, though. We're actually going to use our second action to use our overcharge capacitors and just gain 2 power and sit pretty.
Okay.
And that's going to be it for Mr. Dynamo. Mr. Cage is up next, and what's he up to?
Well, there is a center point.
There is.
And it exists.
It does exist.
This is unfortunate. You know what? We're just going to have him take a bit of a walk towards that center point.
Yep.
And I think we're just going to put him behind this car.
That will not save you.
No, it will not. In fact, the car might be the opposite of saving me.
We'll see.
Depending on how good Hulk rolls.
We're going to go ahead and go with Hulk next. He's going to start with a walk.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as punching you would be nice, I don't know if I have the confidence that I'm going to roll the wild to push you off.
Mm-hmm.
Or gain the power, the 2 power I would need to throw you. Because it is Cage and he doesn't take damage. So I think we're just going to spend... Yeah, because Gamma Leap costs 3 here. We're not in Avengers. So we're just going to walk again. We're going to stand relatively safe. And we're going to spend 2 power to send Mr. Cage on a trip way back here.
Wowza.
Whoop. And he can be gone. So that is, I believe, going to be the round, because that's all for Hulk. So I'm going to be scoring 3 of the scoundrels, as well as the researcher, giving me 5 points to your 2 scoundrels. So
right.
5-2 for the Winter Guard, but you've got a nice start on the violence over here.
For sure.
Alrighty, going into round 2. We're not 100% sure that this is how this is supposed to work, but we think it is. You decided to stack Dormammu's gaining power and taking damage thing before Beta Ray's Asgardian gain power, so that way he doesn't have 6 and doesn't take a damage. We're pretty sure that's legal. If we're not, please yell at us down below.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, we'll see if it makes too much of a difference. But yeah, have you figured out where you're starting out yet?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Ultron.
Cool, cool. And what's he up to?
So Ultron, well, before anything, before even Ultron gets to go, we're gonna go with my good buddy the bots.
Yep.
And the bots are going to be attacking a certain hexed red man.
Yeah, the Hexed Red Man doesn't love this, but we'll take the first shot, just see what
This
happens.
is 4 die energy.
We're going to have 3.
Uh,
All right,
2.
just 2. We're going to block nothing, so we are going to take 2 damage for that. We will gain 3 power.
Okay. And we're going to try that one more time.
We're going to pay 2 this time, so we count blanks, because I would prefer him not to just die here.
Yeah.
Just 1?
Just 1.
We're okay.
Okay, he's not just dead, but he's getting there. Going to be flying on over here.
Yep.
And saying hello.
And we did already establish being on the edge of that building, which I'm just going to nudge you so you're not
yes,
overhanging, is contesting the point.
He's going to say hello to some friends here. We're going to start with a 6 die concussion blasters into Hexed Red Man.
Hexed Red Man might as well try to stay alive. Counting blanks, you could roll poorly, so we'll see. This is energy again, I assume?
Yep, 6
Cool.
die energy with a wild poison and bleed.
3 with blanks. Woo, we're not staying alive. That's a really good roll, but we're not staying alive.
That's 5 damage.
We're going to take 1.
You took 1. I gain a whole 1.
Woo!
Yeah, this is great. Then what we're going to do is we have a lot of power, and it's there to be spent. We're going to be spending 3 to pick up the bodega he's currently standing on and throw it at a tentacly red man.
Yeah, that's not scary. Size 3. We have a damage reduction. I think we're actually just going to take this. Yeah, because you still have a beta ray, and that could be worse. So we're just going to take this. 3 dice. We blocked 2, reduced by 1. We're only taking 1, so
Very
I'm
nice.
glad I went that path.
And Ultron is not quite done yet. He's going to be spending 2 more power for an encephalo beam.
Yep.
I don't like you hanging out with me. I would like you to go away.
Well, that's just rude.
It is. It's very rude.
I did just realize
Oh,
Red Guardian had cover from the bot's attack, technically, which doesn't change anything because you still definitely kill him with Ultron, but Ultron should have 1 more power because you would have done 2 damage
Okay,
instead
then.
of 1. So just going to roll that back a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything else can still happen the exact same way. So yeah, and Omega Red is feeling a little sad.
well, I'm feeling a little happy. But that's
Alrighty.
it for Red Cloaked Man.
Cool, cool. We're going to go ahead and go with Crimson Dynamo next, I think. And he's going to start out by paying 2 to give himself a little boost. Oh, I never moved the Researcher this turn.
Oh.
Whoops.
Well, I mean, it really wouldn't have changed much for what Ultron did. So.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm just going to pop it basically to the back end of Thor here.
Okay.
So it moves range 2. We're going to pop it over here.
Sorry, the back end of who?
Or did I say Thor?
Yes.
Hulk.
Listen, I know he looks a lot like Thor, but he's...
Anyways, back to Crimson Dynamo. We're going to pop him over here so he's contesting the Researcher using a propulsion thruster. And then we're going to blast a Thunder Lizard.
A Thunder Lizard?
And yeah, so this is going to be, I believe, 5 dice energy. You will have cover.
I will.
And we're not going for damage here. We're going for a wild. We got the wild. Just 2, so your cover's going to make sure you block everything.
Yep.
And actually, that wild will do it too. But you are shocked, so that's cool.
Unfortunate.
For our second action, I do gain 1. We're going to do it again because I want to gain another 1.
Again?
And that's just 2.
In the box, please.
That's going to do a damage unless you want to pay.
I actually don't.
Cool. So we will do 1 damage.
You're going to deal 1 damage. I'm going to gain 1 power.
And
then I'm going to...
1. Advance towards.
I'm coming at you.
Yes, sir. That doesn't quite get you on the point, it looks like, but it gets you real
That's
close.
fine by me. I wasn't going for the point.
Alrighty. That is going to be it for Crimson Dynamo, so he is chilling.
We're going to go with Beta Ray Bill, and he is going to have an attack that increases the number of dice based on the size of the target.
This is going into Hulk, I assume?
We're spending 3 power on a God Hunter into Hulk.
I'm going to spend 2 power on Crimson Dynamo because I really don't want you getting this trigger. And Hulk will have 3 dice.
So this is... He's size 4. It's 5 Reduced by 1 due to shock, plus 4. It's going to be 8 die energy attack.
Cool, cool. That's pretty good.
It's going to be 5.
We're going to block 2, and then we're going to use our rerolls. What's your trigger? It's crit, wild, hit?
Crit, wild, and hit.
So you're going to get rid of that crit, or you're going to reroll that crit, rather, and I guess one of the wilds.
Okie dokie.
And
so
that's
now you're taking 2.
I'm taking 2 damage, and you're not getting the trigger.
That's correct. And then we're going to spend 3 more power. And it worked so well the first time, we're going to do it again.
Might as well. Crimson Dynamo will pay again, because bad trigger.
Alrighty. So another 8 die into Mr. Hulk.
Yep.
No
trigger this time. We're blocking 2. I might not make you reroll things, because I don't want to risk giving you the trigger. So we're just going to take 2 damage.
Okay, fine by me.
That also puts Hulk to a magical number 4.
Unfortunate.
So,
that's going to be Beta Ray. All done.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and start things out with Mr. Sam Wilson, Captain America. So he's going to start by just throwing a shield at Mr. Bill.
Okay.
This is going to be a 4-dice shield, and yeah, we'll see what comes of it. Just 1.
Beta Ray is blocking.
You're very
1.
good. Alrighty. We do gain a power for that, though, so that's all good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to measure something, because I would prefer to stand on your back point than to attack you.
I don't think he quite makes
And I can't. That's a mistake. Whoops. I should have done that first.
Oh, well.
This is fine. Well, we're going to spend 2 for the charge anyways.
Okay.
Might as well put ourselves into a position where we know we can do it next turn.
Mm-hmm.
And throw another 4-dice shield at Beta Ray. See what happens. Out of the box, but so far a really good roll. 4 with the ricochet.
Okay, so I'm going to be paying 1 to reduce and taking
2.
2.
All right, I will gain 1. Now
that is an instance of him taking damage.
Yep.
And yeah.
Yep. So he's going to be at half health, which is actually really nice. We're going to get to push him small. Now our triggers will all pop off before aggressive goes here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to push him small. And then we get to ricochet before he gets to aggressive back.
Okie dokie.
And we're going to bounce it into Mr. Cage, hanging at the back there.
This is stupid, but I think it's very funny.
He's going to Heroes for Hire
I think
himself?
he's going to Heroes for Hire himself.
That makes sense.
So he's going to
bump.
He's going to bump up the board, look at him go.
Hopefully still get pushed back, and then throw me.
Yeah, throwing him from this distance.
Yep. So yeah, I'm going to make a 4-dicer on you. 3.
That was not a block.
Okay.
Obviously, I knocked it.
So you block 2 and take 1?
Yep.
So I will gain 1.
Mm-hmm.
I will get to push you small.
Mm-hmm.
Then we start on your triggers. Because
I have a lot of triggers. Here's your small
yes,
still.
my small is still on Beta Ray. So I hope Cage didn't want to actually play this game outside of that, though.
That's fine.
And then, yeah, so you can aggressive and you can throw me.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to aggressive ever so slightly in a different direction.
Yep, make sure you can actually be on the point.
And we'll put ourselves on this researchy man.
Yep.
Although you are currently controlling it. And then we're going to
have
throw
2
you.
dudes.
Get out of here.
Is this worth an indom? Yeah, we're going to elect not to indom here. As sad as this makes Sam, he will be pushed out of position.
Look at him go.
Yeah. Tragic Sam noises. But you know what? Sam did 2 damage to Beta Ray and put Luke Cage into an even more irrelevant position, so we're chilling with that.
I think it might actually be Cage.
That's fair.
Honestly.
Now, what's Mr. Cage up to? Just moving back in?
Yeah, he's got some ground to cover. Got some distance to go. He doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, I don't think because of the other models
point,
there, he can't make it
but
in.
He can hug right in here.
Sure. You don't want him contesting the middle point?
Actually, yeah, you make a good point. I was hoping that I could... Oh, well, I've got some extra distance to be within 2. There we go. We're still in 2. We're contesting the middle point. Everything is peachy. Everything's great.
Cool, cool. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Mega Red next. Because we're saving Hulk for last.
Why would you do that?
And Omega Red's going to go ahead and, first of all, you so rudely walked him away, so he's going to walk back. Because that's important.
Mm-hmm. Back onto the point.
Then, I don't know what the heck he's doing. Yeah, alright. Omega Red's going to go ahead and punch Ultron. I'm not too worried about doing damage to him, but no matter what, I if I deal damage, I remove a damage from myself on this attack, so
Ooh.
might as well try.
Yeah.
So this is just a 5 dice physical. I believe you have 4,
I do.
and we'll see what we get. That's not bad, actually. That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm only blocking
4 with a
1.
crit. 5.
I'm taking 4.
Alrighty, we're going to gain 4. We're going to heal our 1 damage. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. Ultron cannot be pushed by superpowers, right?
He cannot be pushed or advanced by the special rules of mystic attacks or enemy superpowers.
Unfortunate, because otherwise I could get him off that point. That would be nice, but we don't live in that world, so that's going to be it for
We live in
Omega Red.
Dormammu's world.
We do, unfortunately.
We're going to go with Dormammu. He is going to spend 3 power for Not of This Dimension. Going to place himself within 2.
Yep.
And then he's going to take a bit of a walk. He can fly, so...
Yeah, that car is not a problem at all. He's also size 5.
He's also size 5. I don't know
so
why he
no
has
terrain
fly.
in the game is a problem for him.
He only has fly to make him weaker against Storm, I
Exactly.
guess.
And
And Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah.
Because he needed to be weak against Beta Ray Bill.
He did.
And we're going to be doing a 6-die energy attack into, I think Crimson Dynamo.
Crimson Dynamo, eh?
Yeah.
He's only going to have 3 dice against this, so... dropping my dice all over the place. Yeah, we'll see what it goes. That's
pretty
a
solid.
decent start. 3, 5.
5 with a sap, power, and hex.
I block 1. I will be reduced. I have no power for you to sap again.
Unbelievable.
I will be reducing damage by 1, so I'll be taking 3 damage for this and being hexed.
Haha, got him.
Sad Dynamo noises.
Oh, you're taking 1 more.
I am? Oh, yes.
Because I
rolled a
count
skull.
your skulls.
So I am. I'm actually taking 4 damage from this attack and being hexed. Which...
Let's go.
Very sad Dynamo noises. Okay. Cool.
And that's it for Mr. Doorman himself.
Alrighty. We're gonna go with the Hulk then, because that's the last thing on the board that hasn't gone yet.
Yep.
So Hulk has a couple things he needs to do. He needs to get at least 2 of these models off of points, so he's the only one standing on them, because how dare you score points? And maybe do some damage on the way. So we're gonna start him out. He's on +1 die right now. We're gonna throw a 8 dice punch on Mr. Cage, because Cage can't walk back in.
Okay.
So yeah. No wild yet, but 4 successes.
I've got 3 successes.
5 with the wild.
So I'll take a damage.
Take 1 damage, but we did get our push trigger.
And that puts a power on Doorman himself.
We're just going to push him into the wall there.
Okay.
Cool. And sorry, I did 1 damage, so I gain 1 power.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually going to drop our spender on Beta Ray. We're going to let Dormammu exist here.
On Beta Ray?
Yes. Looks like you're out of 2 of me now.
I am without of 2.
So no more taunt, but you could sacrifice.
I think I'm going to sacrifice.
Sure. So Spender's going into Cage.
Yeah.
That's going to be a 9 dice Spender
Mm-hmm.
with a wild throw, wild stagger. 9. No wild, just 3.
I'm blocking 1, taking 1.
Cool. I don't get anything for this. Yeah, I mean, we burn sacrifice, so I'll take it.
And another power on Dormammu.
Then the last thing Hulk is going to do is he's going to pay 2 power. He's going to pick up Beta Ray.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually going to throw him... Do I throw him away or do I throw him at Cage? I think we just throw him away, honestly. We don't care. He doesn't have to... We'll throw him into something so you can take a damage or pay a power. That's cool. But yeah, we don't care.
I think he's going to take the damage, actually.
Cool.
Because that's going to put a power on him and a power on Dormammu.
This is true. That's going to be it for Mr. Hulk, but because of that, I am going to be scoring both the Researcher and the Middle Point, giving me a total of 3 this turn, because you've actually now denied me this one.
Yes, we're tying that point.
And, of course, this one was Heroes for Hired. So, I'm scoring 3. You are scoring 0, however. So, still a very good turn for the Winter Guard. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and go into round 3. Alrighty, so going into the next round, both Luke Cage and Ultron took a little bit of damage for having too much power. They were just having too much fun.
Yep.
And they've taken some damage, so they're both in some pretty squishy spots, and you've definitely got a puzzle going into this round.
For sure.
Bill's up, and what's he up to?
First thing Bill's going to do is he's going to be upset at being thrown away, and he's going to respond with some throws of his own. He's going to pick up this card and throw it at a Dynamo.
Size 2 card of Dynamo, eh? If I blank out, this kills him, which I don't love. But also, I don't love wasting brace on a size 2. Why do you make me make these decisions? We're gonna brace here because no matter
Okay.
what, like, odds are we're taking 1 damage from this, and we really don't want to. So yeah, that's worth a brace.
All right, and then we're going to be spending his last 2 power on Summon the Storm, going into that same man.
Yep, so Dynamo is going to pay 2 power to try and deny you some things here.
Okay.
But yeah, we're going to have 3 dice for this with a reduction.
All right, I get to reroll 2 dice because you can fly.
Yes, sir. We're only getting 1. We're going to make you reroll 2, both wilds, because you do have a shock on this. That's still going to do it.
Let's go.
With my reduction, that perfectly takes him down.
Very nice.
So he will take 2 damage and be down.
Very nice indeed.
And what does Mr. Bill want to do for his second action?
Mr. Bill is going to ask a very paranoid question.
Okay.
If I'm standing on top of this building, and some person, for some reason, were able to try and push me away, and there's a dumpster here, would that dumpster stop me?
Yes, it would.
Okay, that's weird, and I don't like it, but I'm going to do it anyways.
You would have aggressive anyways, but yeah.
He's going to retreat ever so slightly.
And to be clear for the people watching, the dumpster was hidden by that camera.
Yeah,
but it is
terrain rules is weird in this game.
Yeah, they can be.
And
that's it for Mr. Bill, eh?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and go with a Mega Red next, and we're going to try and kill Ultron, because Ultron's relatively low, so it should be reasonable.
Yeah.
We're going to pay 4 power for Red Terror. This is a 7 dice attack. I can pick whether it's physical or energy. Is he weaker on either? I don't think so.
No.
And then the other thing it has is Wild Absorb Essence, which is basically a Pierce, but I gain power for it, so cool.
Weird. It's Pierce, but better.
Exactly. And it changes it to a skull, too, instead of a blank.
Wow, that would do bad thing against... Or no,
bad against
Dormammu.
Defense. Oh, it doesn't? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
because Dormammu's a good character, guys.
He is. 7 dice physical coming at you.
I'm blocking 1, taking 3.
I'm actually piercing your 1.
So I'm going down.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 would have done it.
What the heck is he doing with his second action?
That also puts a power on Dormammu, which, for those counting, puts him at 10.
I don't really care to punch your grunts, because that seems bad.
You could always do it.
And they can't activate anymore, so that's cool.
Legally, you're allowed to punch the grunts.
Legally, yes. That is... This is technically a true statement. I think we're just going to pass away the rest of his activation. He will snuggle up closer to that point, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Good job on Mega Red. Didn't expect to get it in 1. Cage is up. Do you know what he's up to?
Yep. We are going to be using a Sweet Christmas attack into Mr. Hulk.
Mr. Hulk is going to throw 4 dice against this and drop a bunch of dice on the floor. It's going to be a good time.
That's an important part of the game.
It is. If I don't do it, then is it really a Zetrox Wargaming video?
Of course. It's going to be 7 die physical with a wild throw.
That throw won't matter because it's size 3.
Well, that's rude.
But we have 4 dice.
Yeah. Ooh, only 3.
Cool. We're going to block 1 and take 2.
Oh, I'll take that.
We are slowed. We can't be stunned.
Yes, and you're a slow mover anyways, right?
Yep.
So none of this stuff actually happens.
If you were playing She-Hulk, it matters.
Well, that's a lot of ifs you just said there.
Actually, if you're playing Iceman, it matters. There you go.
And for his second action, because he's actually out of 2, he is going to walk on over to this researcher.
That makes a lot of sense. Cool.
And that's it for Cage.
Alrighty. Well, we're not going with Hulk yet because I'm pretty sure he can stand up to a turn of Dormammuing, so we're going to go with Sam.
Okay.
And Sam is going to do the smart thing this time and charge first.
Unbelievable.
So that charge is not quite going to put me on your back point, it looks like.
Fantastic.
So we're going to go over to our back point instead and throw a shield at Cage.
Cage.
We're actually going to go to like this end of our back point for better throw angles, or push angles rather, and throw 4 dice and see what happens. Because yeah, why not? 1.
1.
Well, I gain a power.
Okay.
And then we're going to do it again.
Alrighty.
Also realizing this is a terrible camera angle. 2 with a ricochet.
2.
Okay, we're going to bounce it into
Can it reach?
we're going to maybe bounce at Beta Ray. Alrighty, so it looks like it's actually just out on being able to bounce into Beta Ray. So We're not going to bounce it at Dormammu. That seems like a mistake.
Why would you do that? That
So
seems silly.
we're just not going to bounce it, and that's a choice. Yep.
Yeah.
We are making choices. That's going to be it for Sam, though.
Okay.
All right, Dormammu's up, and what is he up to?
Dormammu, listen. Are we here to play competitive teams? Are we here to score points? Are we here to play to the objective or whatever that is? No. I'm playing a big man, and I'm going to roll a lot of dice.
Yep.
I've got an 8-die incantation of obliteration.
This is your mystic attack?
This is my mystic attack.
I'm going to have 3 dice. We're blocking
Crit in
2.
here. So you're taking 4.
Sure.
It's a magic number.
That is a
here
magic
on
number
Hulk.
for Hulk.
Now, I didn't get the trigger, but the trigger wouldn't do anything anyways, because you have no enemies that are conscious within range 2.
This is true.
And then, I've still got 5 power, so what if I didn't have that anymore, and instead did another 8-die incantation of obliteration into the Hulk?
Yeah, this is potentially very relevant. Just 3. Maybe
yeah.
5. Oh.
In the box, please.
Maybe 5.
5.
We're going to blank out and take 5.
Ha-ha!
Ouch. Yeah, Hulk is hurting. Because I can't reroll those, which, sad Hulk noises.
That was maybe the intention. And that will be it for Mr. Dormammu himself. He's feeling very good about dealing a crap ton of damage to a big man.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we have a big man.
And then a smaller man afterwards.
And then a smaller man. Maybe the smaller man first, actually. We'll see.
What?
We're going to go ahead. We're going to go with Hulk. And at the start of his activation, he's going to get rid of the slow that mattered so much. Because my leadership does exist.
Whoa.
And then we do have some decisions to make here.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, Cage needs to go. So I think we're... Screw it. We're going to start by... Is Dormammu immune to stagger?
Dormammu is immune to bleed, incinerate, and stagger.
Darn. That's unfortunate. But also, throwing Dormammu would be funny, so we're going to probably still do that. We're going to pay 4 power and do a big ol' spender on the big man.
On the big man? All
on
right.
the big man, so there's going to be 8 dice with a wild throw and a wild stagger.
Okay.
And see what we get. Woo! We're definitely getting our wild. We got a crit in there. That is just 4.
I will be taking 1.
Cool.
And I'm gaining 1. Fun fact about Dormammu, no matter how much you did, that would have only been 1.
Yep. But we are going to throw him.
1 power gain. But yeah, get him out of here.
Be gone, Mr. Big Man. Yeah, would you like to... Oh, you can't push me away. Cool.
No, I don't have the power.
Good talk. In that case, we're going to throw a... Oh, that should have been way more than 8 dice. Whoops.
Oh.
That should have been +3, but that's okay.
I mean, we can fix that.
Sure. 1 more.
Okay.
Woohoo.
That doesn't actually change his power gain.
No.
Dormammu is a reasonable character for 8 threat.
Yeah, compare him to Thanos, right? They're definitely the same level.
Yeah, him, Thanos, him and old CGR.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to go ahead.
Now that I've made myself sad,
we're going to throw 10 dice at Mr. Cage now.
Yeah, put out all of your rage at Dormammu's strength into Mr. Cage.
We're going to kill Mr. Cage now.
Mr. Cage?
We had a short push on this, which is before damage, so we're going to choose to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to gain 2 power for this, because, yeah, that's a thing. And we still haven't actually used our throw. So... can we do stupid things here while still being in both of these points? So that is it for Mr. Hulk. Next up, we're going to go with Red Guardian. And he's going to do very simple things because he's actually kind of run out of other things he would like to do.
Yeah.
So he's just going to move and score me points because points are technically valuable. And we're going to destroy the game state by trying to use tools over terrain. And instead, we're just going to cheat and move him twice because we know it works.
Yeah. That's all this experience in the game.
So, actually, you know what? I am going to measure because I want to see if I can get him to the back end. So he's going to go there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Get there. Yeah.
We'll go there. That's pretty safe.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to hang out because he scores me points by hanging out.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the round. So I'm going to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bringing me up to 14 points. Meanwhile, the Dark Dimension has Beta Ray holding the line, scoring you 1.
This is not a game won on points. This is a game won on Dormammu's pride.
Dormammu technically could table me. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I believe.
But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into the next round. Alrighty, going into the next round, Ultron is taking some damage from the leadership, but otherwise, your dudes are not quite as powered up as they were last round.
Mhm.
And yeah, where are we starting out here?
Man, that's a good question.
Alrighty,
I could
big
do it.
CGI fight scene coming up.
Oh, do we go for the big CGI fight scene? Yeah, you know what? Big CGI fight scene. Dormammu's got 5 whole power. He's going to be spending it on an incantation of obliteration.
I'm going to make you slightly sad with Dynamo.
How dare you?
um,
This is going to make getting my trigger so much harder.
it is.
That being said,
Not a bad
That's,
starting roll at all.
7 due to counting skulls.
We're only
8
blocking
counting
1.
your skull.
We'll make you reroll 2. It doesn't really matter which ones, I don't think.
No,
if
I
the
don't
crit's
have my
part
trigger.
of a trigger, then do that.
It is technically part of a trigger.
Then reroll the crit.
Okay. That and one of the hits.
Because I could
but
reroll you into your trigger, technically.
So I have counting skulls 6, and 7 with your skull.
That's going to take down Hulk.
Let's go!
You're going to do the remaining 5 damage to him, and Hulk will be dazed.
I am living today.
Yep. And what's Dormammu doing with his next action?
Dormammu is having a good time, and he is going to be doing a 6. See, I probably should move back onto the point.
That would
Because
be
I don't
smart.
think you really have a way to move him off it at this point.
No, Hulk was my only method of doing so.
So I unfortunately might need to play to the objectives because someone over here is. I don't know.
I do have another way because I can pull him, or I can push him, right?
Yes.
Omega Red has a web line.
Is it push towards?
Yeah.
Okay. I have an interesting thing to measure now.
Backstop yourself on Hulk.
Yeah, I think I might just be able to backstop myself.
I don't know if you fit there because of Dynamo is the problem. Because I don't know if you clear Dynamo's base. Do I fit through that gap? Yeah.
Do you fit through this?
Or
gap?
do you fit through that gap, rather? No, that's actually totally fair. Yeah, you're backstopped on the pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well-
technically I have ways of destroying the pole, but not consistent ones.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So that's Dormammu doing what needs to be done.
Yeah, no, that's pretty big. Because it basically means now I need to deal with Beta Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Beta Ray only has 2 health, so this is reasonable.
Yeah, admittedly, dealing with Beta Ray isn't the hardest thing in the world.
Alrighty, and I'm assuming that's it for Dormammu?
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're going to go ahead and go with Dynamo next.
Mhm.
And Dynamo's going to pay 2 for propulsion thrusters. He's going to
Okay.
place himself on the other end of this tool, which is nice and within range 1 of the back point.
Mhm.
And then we're going to fire of course, Dormammu's going to steal the focus here. We're going to fire a 5 dice energy beam up at Mr. Beta Ray there.
All right.
Because taking him down is kind of important.
A little bit.
So
I've got 4 dice with cover.
we're getting 2 successes.
I'm going to block 1, and I can't reduce. Oh, I can,
You can
reduce to
reduce to
0.
0, yep.
So we're going to pay a power reduced to 0.
Yep, I still gain 1 power for that though.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to spend 2 power now to do a homing rockets. So this is...
Oh, you had 2 or 3.
I had 2.
So I
You
Okay.
blocked 1 with cover, 1 with
with
your
cover.
reduction. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm crazy. No one's gonna make-
Actually, though, I'm going to choose not to homing rockets. I just realized it's the same amount of dice, and I'd rather keep my power to deny you triggers.
That's
So
fair.
we're going to do that. And yeah, 5 dice energy again.
Okay.
That's a little better. 3 with a crit.
Blocking 2.
3.
3 with cover. He's
All right, cool. I gain 1 more power for what it's worth.
Mhm.
And that is it for Mr. Dynamo.
Okay. We're kicking things off with Mr. Tron over here,
Yep.
who is going to see a enemy and try and do something about it.
I'm assuming the grunts are going to do that first?
Yes, the grunts are going to be doing this first. So they got 4 die energy going at Mr. Dynamo.
I have 3 with a damage reduction.
Oh, I have 1.
I'm blocking 3.
Okay, well, we're going to try it again.
Sure.
Well, maybe more than 1.
I'm blocking 2.
Well, listen here, buddy. Listen, if rolling that many dice wasn't good enough, we're now going to spend 4
Yep.
for an Extinction Protocols spender attack. This is going to be 8 die physical off
Cool,
of
cool.
Ultron himself.
We're going to be rolling 3.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
pretty good.
2 crits
Okay,
into a
that's
total
more
of
reasonable.
5.
I block 3. Freaking great. I
Okay.
reduce by 1 and I take 1.
Okay, so you are going to be, because you're size 4 or less, you're
Yep.
going to be thrown small, and we're going to angle this in just such a way that
I hit the car near the far end.
you hit the car over here, actually.
Sure.
because I want you to end within 2 of the Ultron bots.
Yep. So I do take 1 damage from the throw there.
Oh, I actually didn't get the wild.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Wait, is that what lets you throw me, or?
No, the wild is not the wild is you deal damage to enemies around, and I wanted to deal the last damage to the Ultron
grunts.
bots so they would explode and deal damage to you.
Yep.
Okay, we are now going to be spending 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're doing it again.
Yep, might as well. I'm going to be throwing 3 dice again. Hopefully I can block that well again.
I've got 8.
And that's going to be
That's
4.
4 with the wild trigger.
We're blocking nothing, so we're going to take 3 after our reduction.
Which brings you down to how many remaining?
1 remaining.
We get to throw you any direction small.
We're going to use Indomitable.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, the wild is what blows up your grunts, right?
Yes.
We're not going to bother with Indomitable.
Yeah. So you would die, like, no matter what.
Yeah, so we're going to hold on to that.
So we're going to throw you over this way. Or, well, let's be clear about what could happen. Because I think if you end up within 2, I get to push you off this point.
Oh, does it have a push on all the
Yeah,
things?
so it's Wild Explosive Force. After the attack is resolved, other characters within 2 of this character are pushed away from this character small, and push characters suffer a damage.
I don't know if that qualifies as a waste, sir.
Oh, you're right. Well then, I'm just going to push you into the car.
Cool.
Into
And then he'll take 1 damage for being thrown.
I think you are now out of 2, so
Yep.
you don't blow up the grunts.
Cool. So Omega Red goes down.
Yep.
But he doesn't take anyone with him.
Ultron. He has power left, but nothing with which to spend it on.
Cool.
So,
alrighty.
That's Mr. Tron.
We're going to go ahead and go with Sam next.
Mhm.
Because Sam can do some potentially cool things, and we would like him to do those things. Sam is going to pay 2 for a charge.
Okay.
We're going to wind up in the middle of nowhere.
I like this.
And we're going to throw a shield at Mr. Bill.
Okay.
And it's just going to be 4 dice, but we don't need that much.
All right. I have 4 dice and cover.
You do. We're getting 2 with a ricochet. 3.
I'm getting 3 with cover, or 2 with cover, and then I'm going to pay 1 to reduce by 1.
Yep. I will gain 1 for this, though. And then the ricochet will go into Cage, because why not?
Yep. Cage has 4 dice.
Yep. So we're going to throw, if I can grab my dice here, 6 dice at Cage. Or no, 4 dice. I'm thinking my spender. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Whoa, okay.
4 dice at Cage. Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Good
But
talk.
it gives me another power, which is cool.
Mhm.
Then we're going to pay 4 to do our spender into Bill.
Into Bill.
So this is going to be 6 dice physical. If I do damage, I throw you,
Mhm.
and after the attack is resolved, I place myself within 2.
Okay.
I think we're doing damage.
Oh, no.
5.
5? The cover gives me 2. Damage reduction would give me 3.
And then
That
you
means I would
take 2.
take 2 and go down, so I'm just going to take the 2 and go down, unfortunately.
Cool. We're going to place ourselves within 2, which is just going to be towards the back on your point there.
Mhm.
And at this point, Luke Cage has his work cut out for him, because he
Yeah.
needs to deny me 2 of the 3 points I'm standing on.
Yes.
Technically not impossible, I think.
Mhm.
But
It's difficult.
certainly difficult. Go ahead, sir. Alrighty, there is a small path for Mr. Cage here, but it does hinge on him throwing Sam.
Yeah.
So Dynamo is going to be trying to deny this disruption field.
Unbelievable. The nerve of it all.
Oh wait, actually.
Oh.
Oh yeah, enemy is within 3. Yeah,
Yep.
that's how this works.
Yep. So, Luke Cage is going to be doing Sweet Christmas into
Mr. Sam.
Mr. Sam, and I'm hoping either for 3 wilds or a wild into a wild.
Sam's gonna only have 3 dice, so technically you could just kill him. That's also
That's
possible.
true. I could just absolutely demolish this man.
This is all possible. That's really good. 5, 6.
6.
We're blocking 2. We're blocking 2.
So
I'm only gonna make you reroll the wild because
Okay.
we survive otherwise.
what do you?
Because you have 5 there, and I block 2, so I survive even if this this rolls into a hit because we'd only take 4. And
Oh, you want me to have fewer odds?
Fewer odds to
a
reroll into the
I
wild.
see. Come on. Darn.
No. So we're gonna block 2 and take 3 damage,
Mhm.
and that will leave Sam on the point, stunned and slowed, but on
But that
the
is
point.
unfortunately your game, because the best I can do is go over to here
Tie up one of these points.
and tie up your center point, because I can't tie it off of
Yeah, you
Cap.
can't tie Sam. So you can only tie Dynamo,
And
and then Red Guardian and Sam do score me the 2 points remaining. Red Guardian technically hasn't done anything with his turn, so that's a thing.
I don't know. He walks over here, points at it, and walks back.
No. He's gonna point at something. I'll tell you that much. He's
Oh,
gonna
no.
walk. He's gonna point at that taxi car and pay 3 power to make Luke Cage take 2 damage.
Just
It's
straight out.
flat 2 damage. Well, you take 1 actually because you're Cage.
Wow.
And
that
actually
puts a power on Dormammu.
Dynamo might. Oh wait, it's within 1 of the car. So you know what?
Got him.
He's gonna blow up the building because I wanted to do it from the start, and it doesn't actually matter. And then he's gonna walk back.
Unbelievable. The nerve of it all.
But that is going to be game there for the Winter Guard. This was a violent freaking game, and to your credit, you were pretty far down on score, but you took Hulk off the board, and like, if this kept going, there was a world where you just tabled me.
Yeah, if I had managed to take the cap off that point, I have priority. I put Red Guardian in a really, really bad spot.
Red Guardian basically becomes my only hope. He has to survive and take a point.
Mhm.
And the only thing you really had to deal with him would be Ultron.
But Ultron was decent spot to do it.
He's a decent spot to do it. He would have to move, and I would have Comrade's Keeper
Mhm.
to help keep me alive if I needed it.
Yeah.
So I think I had okay odds of Red Guardian standing, and also, all right. So for some reason, my camera has decided it doesn't want to work right now. It says device is too hot, which is the first time I've gotten that while recording one of these. But I did have it charging the entire recording, which could be part of that. So
Because it was actually too close to the guy holding 2 fireballs.
that's exactly what I was about to move the camera to point at him. That's exactly what it is, though. It was too close to Dormammu, too much heat for the camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think Red Guardian had a decent chance because you had a lot of things you still would have needed to deal with,
Mhm.
but not having Hulk on the table. I mean, you saw how that final round, like I was struggling to keep my 2 points.
Yes.
Um,
I think I planned too much. Like I saw the Hulk, and I was like, okay, I've got Age of Ultron, I've got Patch Up, I've got Dark Restoration. I got Sacrifice, I got Heroes Fire. Everything on my thing is tied to not like controlling the damage, trying to keep myself alive, and I didn't use 3 of them because no one got KO'd.
Yep.
You played entirely the objectives, which was rude and unbelievable.
Yeah, that was definitely going into this as like, okay, Beta Ray's hard to kill, Cage is hard to kill, Ultron's impossible to kill. Actually, Cage is also impossible to kill.
Yes.
And Dormammu pushes me off of points when I try to kill him, which is also bad. So let's not do that either.
Yeah, I think it was. He's also 24 or 22 total health.
Yeah, he's
And
not
he's
easy to
4-4-5.
kill. Like if Dormammu's good at one thing, it's being bulky.
Yeah. I think I planned too much for your attrition.
Yeah, there was definitely like going the objective route very much screwed over your game plan here.
Yeah.
Researcher helped with that because it did force me to stay in the fight,
Mhm.
but I did have a Hulk.
You did have a Hulk, and I did deal with the Hulk.
You did.
Usually I try and ignore the Hulk, but I was like, he's got slightly worse Mystic Defense.
Yeah.
I've got 10 power. I've got a grudge to settle.
No, like definitely you had the tools needed to kill a Hulk. I mean, you had Bill spender him twice as well.
Well, shocked, but still.
While shocked, but still, like 2 spenders on Hulk turns out pretty good.
Mhm.
Dynamo was definitely necessary for keeping him alive because Dynamo is just an amazing piece.
Yeah. That was honestly, it was wild to me that I planned everything around attrition, and you went, my leader is here and is going to ruin that plan.
Yeah. My leader's gonna stand in the middle of the board and say no.
And you're
Hulk.
gonna shock people. It's just the worst.
You're picking up dice when Hulk moves to the center with Cage. No, sir. Bye. Be gone. We're not throwing dice at you. That's not what we're here to do. Yeah, I very much, I kind of played this similarly to how I play like my Avengers list of just like, we're going to play a control game. And you did kind of say screw you to that because you had Dormammu, Mr. If you try to control me, I send you away. You had Ultron who says, I just can't be controlled by anything you have on this side of the board. Deal with it.
Yeah,
and then you had Bill. So you had some good answers to a lot of that control stuff, but yeah, I was able to kind of keep the researcher for long enough that it was just like, yeah, this is great.
for sure. You had a lot of control in the middle that I couldn't really out control. or just stand there and take it, because I would no longer be standing there, turns out.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, as bulky as Cage is, I don't need to remove him from the table. I need to remove him from the point, and I can also daze him after, Hulk punching him a few times.
Yeah.
He does only stand up to so much. Same for Bill, even. Like, it took till the very end of the game, but I eventually got him.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, like there was a lot of bulk to chew through, but like there was a Hulk. And that's kind of what it came down to. What was nice though was I think everyone on my team actually kind of did what they were supposed to do as well. Like even Omega Red killed freaking Ultron, so
He
power
did.
to him.
Yeah, go for him. Didn't get to poison anybody, but
Didn't get to poison anybody, which felt real bad, but like yeah, that was a thing.
yeah, I saw that and I go, okay, I want Ultron over there. I feel like Ultron could handle Omega Red.
Yep.
And then this little I'm pointing, but the camera's
Yeah.
off. This Red Guardian over here decided to just leave or whatever, and that was annoying.
Red Guardian was interesting because he didn't actually do anything this game. He just stood on points and scored them. But like that was enough. That was fine. He died relatively quickly to Ultron and the Grunts on the front side, but then this is fine. He walked away. He threatened Comrade's Keeper for a little bit. Like you had to kill him before you could start punching a Mega Red, so that was good. But yeah, no, everyone kind of did their thing. What about you on your squad? How are you feeling about all of your?
Well, Dormammu's great. Let me just
Yeah,
start
yeah,
with that.
Dormammu MVP. I mean, he killed Hulk.
He did.
So
No, I do think Ultron has like a decent, like I know going on 8 threat and a 5 threat feels rough, but like Ultron did work. He kind of controlled most of a side of the board.
Yep.
Beta Ray Bill continues to be one of the best models in the game.
He does.
And just like seeing 2 models with fly and going, "Ooh, I want to summon those storms," and then getting shocked all game. That was unfortunate, but
that was nice.
he fought through it pretty well.
He did. He still did a good chunk of damage to Hulk. He was still very relevant in other parts of the board. I mean, he was the one who took out Dynamo, right? So that was pretty solid too. Yeah, like he was still very effective this game. And yeah, like Dormammu is definitely a tax on Dark Dimension. He's not quite worth 8 threat, but he did fine this game. He was able to do really good amounts of damage into Hulk. In the early game, he did really good amounts of damage into Red Guardian. I think he punched Red Guardian.
He did. He teleported himself up. He got some pretty decent movement. Like
he did.
He got to where he is after 2 turns, and then he double moved, or he double attacked.
Yeah.
Like
no, and like part of that was my mistake. I probably shouldn't have punched with Red Guardian during like I shouldn't have punched the Grunts. That was stupid. That would have been a better thing to have not done. But I mean, yeah, it let Dormammu actually feel like a very relevant game piece, and like at least on my end, I don't know if he felt this effective on your end, but on my end, it was very annoying having a model that I'm not allowed to punch. When half of my control is tied to that too.
Yeah, he did feel effective. I will say that despite losing 3-16. Oh no, I would have scored 2 points. It would have been 5-16.
Yeah. You scored. You scored 3 points.
6-16. Wow, I only lost by 10.
Yeah,
it's great for Dark Dimension.
This is a new record.
Well, despite having lost that much, this is the best Dormammu has felt for me.
Yeah.
Even though Incantation of Obliteration didn't bounce to anything, and I didn't get to use Feel the Power of Darkness, and half this card basically didn't exist, he felt good. He took down Hulk, he moved around the board, he did damage, he took advantage of his leadership was relevant, it did some damage, but it did it to my bulkiest possible models.
Yeah, which to be fair, you brought a team of entirely bulky models.
Yeah, but of these 3,
it did less to Cage, which makes sense. He has lower power generation.
And I felt like that was relevant. Beta Ray Bill being like, turn 2, I've got 6 power, I'm gonna mess somebody up.
And the scenario didn't, like, putting Beta Ray Bill on a side point, which, somebody had to go there, didn't allow you to take advantage of this. But also, Bill having a 3rd power turn 1 means he can throw something turn 1. So that's great for scoring middle points, too.
Yeah. I would have loved to have done that. I would have loved that. But there was no good reason to double move him to the center of the field and be like, ah, I'm throwing a car.
Yeah.
Hello, Hulk.
And that was the big deal, was I had the final activation that round, so Hulk was going to be there last, and he was going to throw whoever you put there, and it didn't matter
Yes.
who they were. The only time it would have mattered is if it was Dormammu, in which case I would have punched him, hoping for a wild, and then hope that unbreakable red line would have kept me on the point, which also didn't come up this game.
Yeah.
Mainly because I didn't punch Dormammu, but it was something that I had in the back of my mind every time I was like, okay, I could punch Dormammu here, because there was a few turns with Hulk where I was kind of thinking, okay, if I punch him as my first action, and then you push me, I can just walk back.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't push me, I just punch someone else, and everything's great.
Yeah.
And I never really tried to take advantage of that because the situations just didn't show up. But it was a potential kind of counter to Dormammu. Not that he really needs those, but
Yeah.
but yeah, no. Overall, it was a fun game though, and yeah, I think I've said all I have to say on this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do drop a like down below. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and that's about all I got. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Peace.